people. So thank you all for being part of this movement and mass mobilization. So, why did we invite you all here today on this glorious sunny day? We are here to tell the world that we are big enough to make an impact. We are big enough to make them worry that we cannot be ignored. And we are big enough to make them worry about this non-violent movement that disrupts authoritarianism. And last but not least, we are here to tell the world that in America, we don't do thrones, we don't do crowns, we don't do kings. You repeat, no thrones, no crowns, no kings, no thrones, no crowns, no kings, no thrones, no crowns, no kings. All right, again, let's keep this thing safe and peaceful. We're going to have some wonderful speakers, but we always start these events off with a land acknowledgement. So I want to welcome Mary Puthoff for that part of the program. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to see all of you here today.
Got my eyes on swivel.
It worked out. I'm going to kind of go back on maybe that hill just to...
Do you want me to go up there? Do you want me to
No, you got to... It's a great
Yeah,
vantage point.
I've lived and worked in the Tri-Valley for over 45 years. I was the program director for the Livermore American Indian Center starting in 1978 and retired in 2022. Currently, my granddaughter, Tina Hansen, is running that program through the school district in Livermore. Today, I'm filling in for Karina Gould, who is a tribal leader, activist, and spokesperson for the local Visan Ohlone tribe. Here today, we acknowledge that our communities and protests are on native land belonging to the Visan, Mwakma, Yokuts, and Miwok tribes. They have lived on these lands long before colonial and mission contact. We honor that these tribes, in the past and present time, they care deeply for these lands that we have built over. Their surviving generations have been fighting for government recognition since 1924. Also, I'd like to say that ICE is not only detaining indigenous people from South America, but they're also confusing and detaining our northern indigenous neighbors as well, furthering the traumas to these families who have survived residential school genocide. We are all related, and no one should be treated with such cruelty. Continue to protest for those who no longer can, and continue to protest until we see change in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Real quick, I think, is Liz Ortega here yet? Assembly member? Not? Okay. So we're going to shuffle the program a little bit here. I'm not sure how many people saw this, but at the end of August of this year, a play called Prisontown was performed by the actor-playwright and produced by the Eugene O'Neill Foundation. So let me just give you a brief synopsis of the play, and then you're going to hear a reading from it. So when the writer is compelled by an unshakable force to return to his hometown of Lumpkin, Georgia, he unknowingly begins a journey of faith that will cause him to question the foundation he's built his life on. And once thriving community, Lumpkin is today kept alive by one of the nation's largest and most notorious federal immigration detention centers. So Morgan Finley King is going to read for us now. Come on over, Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan!
Hello, everyone. Hello, Pleasanton. And now a reading from the play of the hour.
Another guard I talked to tells me about a double she works. I was in solitary yesterday, suicide watch. I asked her, what do you do on suicide watch? Normally, you're working on solitary, you have to look at the cell every 15 minutes. But on suicide watch, you have to be there all the time. Normally. As if any of this is normal. I asked her father, who also works as a guard, what are the typical offenses that merit being held in solitary confinement? Could be any number of things. Fighting mostly, or for your own safety. I asked her about a story my brother told me. A man put in solitary for asking for an extra uniform shirt. It's possible, guard says. Why would someone get solitary confinement for asking for an extra t-shirt? You gotta understand, we've got 2,000 people moving in and out of that place every day. Gotta take them to court, to lawyers, to visitations, to meals, outside. The place is a machine. You have to jump in the flow of it. That takes discipline. You guys want special treatment? You want to hold up the flow? You got to teach these guys real quick. It's not how things work around here. How long are people put in solitary, I wonder, and ask? Ranges. Depends on what the offense, what the strike is. Time gets longer if you've been there before. What's the range? 3, maybe 6 days to over a month. Sometimes more if they're unsafe in the general population, or violent, or getting attacked themselves.
I need my t-shirt.
And I'm trying to get a read on how he feels about this while I'm asking these things. As someone who has sent people to solitary, it's hard to get a read on it. He's not cold, but affectless. What's the longest someone's been held in solitary? Months. How many months? I couldn't say, was the response. 23 hours, no. Alone. The practice by itself is cruel. The United Nations considers anything over 15 days torture, and that kind of prolonged isolation can cause severe and irreversible psychological damage. It's no surprise they end up on suicide watch. Stewart regularly tortures detainees to the point that they want to end their own lives. The guards watch. Their job, which they can lose if they do not comply, is to watch men and women be tortured. To watch men and women fighting to cling to sanity, fighting to cling to the will to live, and losing. And I see in the faces of the guards, I hear the voices, that it takes a toll. We are a nation that is powered by prisons, literal and metaphorical. It's a deal that so many of us seem to be okay with, by the way. Maybe because many of us don't have to see the prisons powering our lives. So many of us have built or inherited lives that are not in true proximity to our prisons. The literal prisons are purposely placed in out-of-the-way towns like this. And the metaphorical prisons are deliberately drawn in red lines by racist policies and then retraced by our own willful segregation. Or, maybe it's not always willful. Maybe it's not only that we choose not to see, but that we just don't. That there is the play of the hour for good reason. And this writing comes from the real heart and soul of actual lived experiences of many Americans denied the American dream. And you are now soon to hear words from someone experiencing that metaphorical prison right now.
Hello, my name is Dan Morley, and I'm going to read words from Rosa Lopez, our community member and neighbor, standing right beside me. My name is Rosa Lopez, and I am here today not just as a wife, but as a mother, grandmother, community member, and voice of a family who has been deeply hurt by an unjust immigration system. I want to share with you the story about my husband, Miguel Angel Lopez Luvian. My husband and I have been married for almost 24 years. We've built a life together. Together we've raised 3 amazing children, Angel, Stephanie, and Julian. And we've been blessed with our beautiful granddaughter, Ileana. Our family is everything to us. Miguel is the heart of our family. Miguel was brought to the United States by his parents shortly after turning 18. They came seeking better opportunities, believing, like so many families do, that one day their son would be able to make a life here legally. Miguel and I got married in early 2001, and like many families, we started our life with the dreams of building a future together in this country, a country we love and continue to every single day. Shortly after we got married, I filed for Miguel's legal residency. Throughout those years, Miguel has complied with every requirement and has followed every step of the immigration process. He showed up to every routine check-in with ICE and showed up to every court date. And yet, despite all of that, on a routine immigration check-in this past May, something that he's been doing for 17 years, Miguel was suddenly detained in San Francisco. He was taken to a detention center in McFarland, hours away from home and his family. We were shocked, confused, and heartbroken. But even then, we kept hope. Miguel had a court hearing with a judge who was likely to grant him a temporary stay, a chance for him to remain in the U.S. while we fought for his case. But just a few hours before his hearing, ICE deported him. No warning, no chance to say goodbye or gather personal belongings for him, and no opportunity to have his day in the court hearing where he was granted to temporarily stay here. Just gone. This is not what justice looks like. He is not a danger. He is not a threat. Miguel has paid taxes, raised his children along with 2 of my nieces, supported his community, and lived with integrity for over 2 decades. And still, after 24 years of marriage, we are being torn apart. What message does this say to families like mine? That even if you do everything right, even if you follow the rules, you can still be punished? This isn't just about one man. This is about a broken system that treats good, hardworking people like they don't matter. We are here today to demand justice for all families who are torn apart by unjust deportations. We are here to demand that families belong together and not separated. Friends, neighbors, and community members, thank you. Your support gives us strength. We will keep fighting. We will keep speaking out for countless others going through the same pain, because our love and justice will always be stronger than fear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I had the pleasure of meeting with Rosa a week ago, preparing for this day, and I got a sense of Miguel. I got a sense that Miguel is a can-do person. He's the type of person that would help his family, his friends, his neighbors, his co-workers. If they would ask for something to do, he would say, yes, I can. Remember when we had a president that said, yes, we can? I say to you today, can we bring Miguel home? Yes, we can. Say it together. Can we bring Miguel home? Yes, we can. Can we bring Miguel home? Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan, Rosa, and family. And we pledge here today Miguel will not be forgotten. If you want to help the cause to get Miguel home on October 30th in San Francisco at the federal courthouse, there is a hearing for his case. We are going to have a rally down there at 1 p.m. The actual hearing is at 2 p.m. and we are going to go into the courtroom. So please come and help the effort to bring Miguel home. And our next speaker, I'm very, very pleased that she took the time to come today, is Liz Ortega, our Assembly member. Liz represents Assembly District 20, and that includes Hayward, San Leandro, most of Union City, portions of Dublin and Pleasanton, and the unincorporated communities of Ashland, Cherryland, Fairview, and San Lorenzo. She's a longtime labor and community leader. Liz has spent 20 years advocating for working families and healthy and safe communities across California. So I welcome Assembly Member Liz Ortega.
Hello, Pleasanton! I can't hear you. Hello, Pleasanton! Yeah! All right. I'm Assemblymember Liz Ortega, and I'm here to say we don't have kings in America. Yeah! Unfortunately, we have a man in the White House who's terrorizing our communities every single day since he's taken office. And as I've talked to voters across this country, the one thing that I keep hearing is he's gone too far. He's gone too far, and Miguel is a perfect example of that. I came to this country when I was 3 years old. My mom and dad came here like many other immigrants, looking and searching for that American dream. But they didn't just come here to reap the benefits, they contributed to them. They contributed to this country. They worked 2 or 3 jobs, paid taxes, volunteered in their churches, did everything the right way. And yet now, we're living in a place where people like Miguel and many others across this country are being terrorized. And that is not okay. Today, you are joining Americans in this country by standing up, using your voice, and saying, this is what democracy looks like. What does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. What does democracy look like? What does democracy look like? As your state assembly member, I also had to take a vote earlier this year. And it was one that I never thought I would have to take. But it was a critical vote to save our democracy. And that was to make sure that we put yes on 50 on the ballot. We can't just talk about what we don't like. We can't just say no secret police in the state of California. We can't say no ICE in our schools. We can't just tell stories like Miguel's. We have to take action. And that action is making sure that you go out and you vote yes on 50. So can I hear one more time? What does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. What does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. What does democracy look like? This is what democracy looks like. Pleasanton, are you ready to fight? Yes! Pleasanton, are you ready to fight? Yes! Yes, let's do this. Power to the people. Yes!
Thank you, Assemblymember Ortega. Hey, so we have one more speaker. We possibly have a surprise speaker. We'll see about that, but I'd like to welcome Ann Palowich. We did want to talk about health care today. So Ann is I hope she's on her way over here. Ann, Ann is a longtime Pleasanton resident, a registered nurse, a music teacher, and most importantly, a mom. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ann. I'm a nurse. I was raised here in Pleasanton, right over there. Now raising a family here of my own. While this administration hits us daily with headline-grabbing chaos, I'm focused today mainly on overreaching executive orders that have quietly but deeply harmed our health, globally, nationally, and here at home. The Trump health policy that hit closest to home for me is the creation of the Make America Healthy Again Commission. We've all heard the dangerous misinformation pushed by the MAHA movement. This commission is turning it into policy. Instead of following science, the administration promotes biased research to validate long debunked claims, like those from RFK Jr. The result lies about safe medication during pregnancy, attacks on our beloved autistic community, and qualified public health leaders replaced by political loyalists. These choices have real consequences. I'm grateful that my 18-month-old daughter had her vaccines this fall, but for weeks in early September, her COVID shot was delayed due to shifting policies and insurance confusion. That kind of uncertainty has no place in our public health, and it leads to lower vaccination rates and higher infection rates in our communities. Nationally, Trump's executive orders have endangered public health and crippled our preparedness. In January, the administration canceled $8 billion in NIH funding, money that was approved by us through Congress already, to halt medical research and clinical trials, canceled if they were directly or even tangentially related to diversity, environmental health, transgender care, and other areas of critical study. To be clear, these are trials and medical research studies that cannot be restarted once stopped. Though some courts have since ruled these cancellations illegal, the damage is done. Years of life-saving research lost, patients abandoned in the middle of their treatment, and America's leadership and medical innovation set back years. Globally, Trump has dismantled U.S. healthcare aid, putting millions at risk. Since January, cuts to USAID have reversed progress on infectious disease, child mortality, maternal health. These experts warn that these changes could lead to 14 million preventable deaths by 2030, including 4.5 million children under the age of 5. As a nurse and as a mom, I find this deeply shameful. And finally, there's one more dangerous move that hasn't gotten enough attention, in my opinion, which is the withdrawal from the WHO, the World Health Organization. The CDC was also ordered to cut off all communication with the WHO. As a frontline nurse during COVID, I saw how quickly science and guidelines evolved, and how critical global, nationwide, and statewide coordination was. And without it, we are flying blind into our next pandemic or national emergency. We need leaders who protect health and understand their impact of their pen strokes here on the ground. Our safety depends on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. I've got a few more announcements to make. Before I do that, keys. Who lost keys? Come see me. I've got your keys if you want to get home. Okay, I can't tell what kind of car it is. Oh, it's a Honda. I have a Honda. He said, so I've got keys. Come and see me if you're missing your keys. So we do have a surprise speaker that is on their way. Should be here momentarily. The ETA is 1:59, so I got some final announcements to make. And I'm going to say them slow because everybody wants you all to hear this last speaker. So thank you all again for coming. I want to thank the City of Pleasanton, including the Parks and Rec Department and the Police Department. Thank you speakers. Thank you speakers. Thank you Morgan. Thank you Assemblymember Ortega. Thank you Dan and Rosa. And thank you Ann. I really appreciate that. Thank you to all the organizers. organizers, all the peacekeepers that you see in the yellow vest. Thanks for our awesome sound system. Everybody can hear me, right? All right, okay. Okay, so we do have a lot of tables over there that we encourage you to go by, and you can look to take actions post rally here, so you can learn how you can support Prop 50, which has to pass. Absolutely has to pass. And you can learn how to stop ICE from opening a detention center right across the freeway in Dublin, California. No way. No dungeons. You can learn more about what's going on with healthcare. Ann is over there. You can pick up a packet or 2 or 3 of Know Your Rights cards to support our immigrant neighbors. And please come to the rally in support of Miguel Lopez on October the 30th in San Francisco. It's out there on Mobilize. Look for it. Please sign up. Also, get an orange armband. We wear it proudly to symbolize courage, creativity, and optimism. So be sure to check out the tables. We'll be getting out on the streets more broadly. Just a moment. Just hang tight with me, okay, folks? I promise you, it's worth the wait. Thank you. We'll be getting, just give us a couple of minutes. Right back.